All right, in Jack, you're saying the comma once again this Sunday evening. Now, the Shatta Stonebwoy case, a lot of people are thinking that the case is over. If you don't know, let us remind you that the case is still in court, and then Shatta and Stonebwoy are both to appear in court again on June 20th, a year month to be seen where the 20th of next month, that is June 20th. Now, if they meet in court, even though both counsel and both of Shatta and Stonebwoy, they've pleaded not guilty to the charges are labeled against them. If they appear in court, that is when the judges will come out with their final verdict and see if they will pardon these people and say we try a boa momo and answer some sort of community service and now puno say they will put these two people in jail or not. So the case is not over with. Let us stress it again. It said the case has just begun. That is the Shatta and Stonebwoy case. Now, when lawyer Kuku Dambia Ghana has say, you know, when we talk about this particular lawyer, he's one of the biggest lawyers here in Ghana. Eba in Brown Semne, your friend is in Ghana has say things which go on also I attacking Bipa. As you said, he's one of the prominent lawyers here in Ghana. And also Edna no abetum na lawyer we are can once your friend lawyer Samson Ladi Eyenini. Lawyer Samson Ladi Eyenini. Now this particular friend is a journalist. Now this particular lawyer, he's also a journalist and a broadcast journalist with Joy News or Joy TV. Now, over the course of the week, you know, he had some interview with your friend is some panelists talking about Kweku Bako, and then a lot of panelists are Joy TV in the program. So now, oh yeah, now also or the same be Abetuja say, the police, no, they are doing a very thorough investigation. Also, the judges know he has a hint that something is coming. Now, somebody will ask, which hint does this particular man have? Which is coming Penas TV and Mary, yeah, highest subscribers with this particular news. Well, the hint that this particular man is talking about is that Shatta could spend up to 3 years in jail. Please listen to this very well. Shatta could spend at least 3 years or more in jail if after the investigation the judges come to a conclusion that Shatta was found guilty of the crime labeled against him. Now let's take this back so our lovely subscribers will understand the points that we are trying to make and even where we are coming from in the first place. You realize that is the 26th May, the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. Sorry, this is 26th May. Last week Saturday during the Ghana Music Awards, we saw really what happened. Ghana for everywhere Obia is condemning the act, talking about Shatta storming stage. We don't know what he was going to do, and then Stonebwoy to react to what Shatta was coming to do on stage. He also pulled out a Ghana. It ended the show abruptly. It's just been a week and going on. We are still talking about this particular case because over 40 countries were watching this particular Ghana Music Awards, and then it has really disgraced us as a nation. Coming this far after almost 60 years of independence. Now, lawyer, know he was having a panelist with some of your friend is saying some of his in this particular show. Your friend is saying this particular host, who is Samson Ladi, he had a lot of guests talking about Abdul Malik Okubaku, who is the managing editor of the New Crusading Guide, and also Randy Abe, who is the host of Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV, and also Edroji Kwoji Tamaklu, who is also a lawyer and a member of the NDC communications team, and also Robert Ni Ade Clegg, who is also a lawyer, and the host himself, Samson Ladi, was a lawyer. Now, he made some pronouncements on the show, saying the case that Ghanaians are saying these two people they are very loud. They have following, they are very popular, they are very influential. In the case of Nkusi, it's a lie. He is a lawyer and he can tell me and you watching and listening to him say this case will go a long way, and in fact it's just the first step of cementing Stonebwoy and Shatta career, which means is a step the government and also the lawyers are trying to put in place the influence and the power in your new way. Shatta and Stonebwoy, they are misusing it. They will try as much as possible to halt it or bring a stop to it. Normally when we say Ghana has we have a law, or we are working with laws here in Ghana, so you can't just get up, pull guns and storm stage whilst you have not been invited. Now, in details, no, this was what he said on the fairness and the particular show the Joy News File. Let's read this to our lovely subscribers and then we'll just give you more. According to the host of Joy News File, the freedom hitmaker is likely to lose his freedom should a court exercise the option of a custodial sentence instead of a fine. Listen to this. He explained that if reports turn out to be true, that Shatta and his team, in an attempt to access the stage, forced their way up there by pushing police officers on the scene, they could also end up for the offense of obstructing the police officers from executing their job. If the police were stopping Shatta and his team from accessing the stage as reported, and they forced their way up there, they could also be up for their offense of obstructing the police officers from executing their job. This also attracts up to 3 years in jail if a court exercises the option of a custodial sentence instead of a fine, he explained. He added again, if they take the view that the conduct amounts to prohibited riotous behavior, including the conducive to breach of peace including the conducive to breach of peace, and are successful in proving same in court, the accused is liable to up to 3 years in jail, or maybe to pay a fine, sign or bond to be of good behavior, and etc. Mr. Ayeni further clarified the punishment depends on the gravity of prohibited conduct. Now we know, this contains a whole lot of law terms. Most of our subscribers who do not have law background will find it quite amusing and quite difficult to understand. But then Pinas TV will explain it so you know where this particular case is going. Now, according to Sir Lawyer, what he is trying is that, the laws of Ghana, the 1992 Constitution of Ghana here, it has certain laws, which in that particular law, one of the law indicates or states that you should not stop a police officer from exercising his duty. You should not stop a police officer from trying to exercise his duty. And you realize that during the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, Shatta got up on stage and then he forced his way to the stage. Whilst he was going, the security, the police, they were trying to stop him, but then he forced his way through the stage. And he is saying, if this should happen, the court establishes it with enough evidence, Shatta indeed forced his way up to the stage by pushing police officers on the scene, then it means he could end up 3 years in jail. Now, he further went on to say if the police were stopping Shatta and his team from accessing, as reported said, while Shatta was coming upstage, the police were trying to stop him, as reports are saying. And if Shatta did not obey all of these things, and Shatta also force himself onto the stage, then it means indeed 3 years now can obenya. Now he is saying, in all of these things, it will depend on the evidence the court and also the police are investigating the matter they bring to the court, which means if they should appear in court on June 20th, that's about getting to 3 weeks or 4 weeks from now. Now the court establishes it with enough evidence that indeed Shatta forced himself to the stage and Brana police was trying to obstruct or were trying to stop him. Then it means if they bring enough evidence, then it means Shatta what they've accused him with, he's liable, then he could end up 3 years in jail. Now this is a very serious case because in here the president is not talking, even though he has said openly he likes Shatta, but then the laws of Ghana must work, and even if Akufo-Addo did this, the law will deal with him. So nobody here in Ghana is above the law. So currently, this is where this case can be one of the biggest cases, because within the period of just this week, because the name is Sunday, it has been the topic all politicians are talking about Kweku Baako, Kwame Sefa-Kain. Everybody is talking about this particular program because it has dented the image of Ghana about entertainment and a whole lot of things. It is very, very bad. So the lawyers and also the courts, they are taking into consideration of dealing with these two people talking about Stonebwoy and Shatta. But now we are on the case of Shatta because information which is coming from this particular legal practitioner, friend is Samson Ladi Enini, It indicates that Shatta, if the court establishes it with enough evidence, then it means you are not going to see our Shatta again. He's probably going to be behind bars for the next 3 years. And then when he comes, the question is, will he be the same Shatta we know or not? This case, as we said earlier on, is gradually turning into something else. Now, let us know what you think in the comment section below about this particular sema and then we want you to kindly also subscribe to our channel. If you are new here, we promise to give you more updates on this particular developing issue. And once again, we want you to subscribe and share this video to your various social media handle. Thank you very much for watching.